Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome to the finale episode of our October Final Girl series playthrough, where we have been going through all of these scenarios for Razorface, which is a Series 3 killer, and we are now at the final episode where everything has taken us now to the sleepy desert town of Utopia. Now, let's find out how Razorface found himself hanging out with a bunch of sandworms. Scenario 5, Silent Hell. He had been called again, called to Utopia. A fitting name for what Razorface would do to the small town. The drab nothingness of the town had probably tempted some lowlife into calling him here. They would be dealt with in a most horrendous fashion, as would the other residents. He noticed something beneath the town as his dimensional awareness probed out the surrounding area. It was big and hungry, a perfect addition to the feast of agonies about to unfold. He would awaken whatever was down there and unleash delightful suffering upon the residents of this sad town. Alright, so as if Razorface himself was not bad enough, we now are dealing with him and trying to get a whole bunch of pet sandworms to go around and torment a whole bunch of people. Now, let's go into our last overview here, where we're going to have Razorface, and one more time, the 5th time you're hearing this if you have watched this whole series, where his main mechanic are going to be these affliction cards. We're going to deal out 3 at the start of the game, and in order to reveal his final health token, we need to resolve all of these afflictions. So, the 3 we are starting with, you or Razorface only have 1 health remaining. We can purge it. We can purge the next one, discard a random item card, and the last one, when you attack Razorface, choose a victim in your space or an adjacent space and damage the victim instead. So those are the 3 we need to purge in order to eventually kill Razorface. And that's pretty much it for the killer. Now, Utopia over here is going to have 1 main feature, and that is going to be the sand snakes over here. Now, Utopia itself is a pretty straightforward map made up of this little sleepy town, and you're going to notice that there are 11 named locations here. And that is because each of those named locations is going to have a corresponding sand snake card. So at the end of every killer action here, we're going to flip over a sand snake, and you're going to see it's going to have the name of one of these locations, and the sandworms are going to deal a single point of damage to 1 target that will target victims, and then final girl, and then minion, and ultimately killer. So it's a little bit of deduction because as we go through the Sand Snake deck, there's going to be 1 card that will tell us to reshuffle it. But as we go through the deck more and more, we'll know what some of the safe spots are because they're only showing up once in the deck until it gets reshuffled. You're also going to see a couple of these like raised rocky places, and those are going to be safe from sandworms. And there's also a couple other cards that might interact with them, but they are helpful to be like a little bit of a safe point. If you want to leave victims there, you know that they aren't going to get targeted by the sand snakes. Also, these 2 exits are safe spots because they're not named, so those are other 2 safe spots, but if you're taking victims there, you're probably going to be saving them already, so it doesn't really matter. Now, the scenario setup is going to be straightforward for this. The item deck, the event deck, everything else is pretty normal. It tells us the 10 cards to put into the Terror deck. One that's worth noting are the sinkholes that I just mentioned, and we're also going to have his epic finale card. So this is another game where we are going to try to finish this as quickly as possible so we don't have to deal with his epic finale. And we have our final girl Rhonda here, 6 health, so she's pretty beefy. And her ultimate ability is going to be, when this power is revealed, we gain time equal to the Bloodlust level. Bloodlust starts at 0. When Bloodlust increases, you gain time. So if you've been watching this series, you know that Razorface is able to gear up his Bloodlust track incredibly quickly. So if we're able to unlock this and try to get some time while he's also doing that, that would be pretty cool to do. So hopefully we're able to save a couple victims, which shouldn't be too hard to do. We're pretty good starting area here for victims as far as that goes. And if you're enjoying this Final Girl playthrough, please consider liking and subscribing to join the channel. I do a lot of playthroughs and reviews and previews and all sorts of Final Girl content and other board game content, and I would love to have you on board. Anyway, back to the Sand Snake adventure. So with all that, I think we are ready to get started. Let's go ahead and reveal our starting event here. And fun fact, I'm recording this back to back from the last episode where I forgot to do this. So learning from my mistakes, we'll remember to do my event card. Stalkers. So when this event is revealed, immediately shuffle the Sand Snake discard pile back into the deck. Obviously there is no discard yet. When drawing for Sand Snake, resolve 3 Sand Snake cards instead of 2. If all 3 would result in a victim death, you may choose 1 to ignore. Alright, that's going to make this a lot more interesting, where we're going to have 3 Sand Snake cards that we're going to have to draw. Normally we would just draw 2 Sand Snake cards at the end of every killer phase. Awesome. Okay, well, hopefully they're not going to totally devour us. Beyond that, I think we are good to get started. I like the look of this elephant gun. This is a really cool weapon. It can only be modified with critical blow, and it's going to add 3 damage, which is kind of cool. So part of me wants to kind of go up this way to the bunker maybe and try to get that elephant gun. Another part of me kind of wants to just go from over here, the old road, to the sheep farm and then to the exit and just get a couple of free saves over here. So I'm a little torn of what I want to do. I think the smarter thing to do is... Now, I'm obviously a big opponent of trying to do things on the first turn. I think it's always worth trying to wait and like get your bearings. But with the Sand Snake, especially with 3 Sand Snake cards, part of me wants to do an early walk and try to get up onto this rock. If we could take the old road into the sheep farm up onto this old rock, we'll be able to at least save 2 of those victims and try to give us a little bit of a buffer as far as sand snakes go. So normally I would kind of wait for the first round. I think we got to get a little bit of motion on the board here. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a walk action, which is going to be a single success and a partial. So we're going to throw out weak attack and short rest. So that's going to be a double success walk. So we're going to go 1 and 2. We'll take this guy with us. Spend a time for that. And then I'm going to go ahead and go with a second walk. And even if we just get a single success, I'd be happy. 2 successes would be awesome. So that's a partial and a failure. And actually, oh, I didn't notice. This is connected right here. I only need 1 movement to get to this spot. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm okay taking some damage right now. So we're going to move 1 space here, and then we're going to lose a health for doing that. And then we're going to spend 2 time for the failure. But that's honestly not too big of a deal, I don't think, because we're going to save these 2 victims. And, ooh, this is really nice. Yeah, there's some good stuff here. I think I'm going to reduce horror by 2. Let's just kind of trim that down early while we can. And we could go move 1 space, and then we're on the rock, so at least if the sand snake comes, we'll be good. And then we have these 2 victims here. If we get a sprint, we could go 1, 2, 3 and save all 4 victims and get our ultimate ability really nice and early, which I really wouldn't mind doing that. But I think we're pretty good where we are. We have 3 time, so not a lot of stuff to do. I think I'm going to buy sprint and a close call, and that'll be 3 time. I actually think next turn I might not do anything. I'm worried that the house is going to get pulled from the Sand Snake deck, and it's going to kind of throw off where I want to go to save these guys. But I think as far as things go right now, that's kind of the best plan we have. Who knows where things are going to get kind of shooken up as in 2 turns, but we'll see. So I think that's it for planning. Let's go into the killer phase. And Razorface is going to be moving 1, and he'll move down here. And then we're going to go ahead and do a terror card. Lots of ways to die out here. Okay, a rattlesnake appears. You may play action cards that afflict damage if you wish. Then, if the rattlesnake is still alive. Or we don't have any damage cards right now, so we're just going to have to deal with the rattlesnake. You take 2 damage. You may defend as normal. So we're going to take 2 damage here. Not good. If you take any damage, increase bloodlust. We're going to increase that. The rattlesnake slithers away. All right. That's just how Utopia is. We have rattlesnakes and we have sand snakes. So a lot of fun stuff out here to kill us. All right, now at the end of the killer phase, we're going to reveal 3 of these cards because we have the Stalker's event here. So first one, the sand snake attacks the sheep farm. Sheep farm is empty. The sand snakes are going to attack the old road. The old road is empty. I got to say, that was some good premonition there if you need to clear those 2 out. Last one, the sand snakes attack the Jeep Trail, and the Jeep Trail is right here. That one's also up. That's where we started. Kind of funny how those ended up. So we actually totally dodged the sand snakes there, which was really, really good. It makes me scared that the ones at the house are going to die even sooner. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what we can do. Okay, and then no one's going to panic because no victims actually died that turn. Incredible, no victims dying turn 1. And now it's back to us. So part of me wants to go ahead and play a sprint. If we had a double success sprint, we could run to the house, to the rocks, and then save them. I don't know. I don't really feel good about getting a double success sprint right now. There isn't really good probabilities for us here. Yeah, I think we're just going to stay put and go into planning. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to take our free cards, and we're going to buy an improvise. and we're going to buy a distraction. And I'm just going to hope that the house doesn't get totally killed. So that's 6 time. We spent all of it, and we're going to go back into the killer phase here. So Razorface is now within range. He's going to go to the general store and kill this poor shop owner here, which is going to increase bloodlust and then increase horror by 1. And we're going to do another terror card here. Untimely encounter. Oh, okay, he's coming way early. Place the killer in your space and then deal damage. So he's going to jump right on top of us and do damage, which is just 1 right now. But we're already at 2 health. We might have to do some healing, actually. Usually I'd never heal in this game, but between that rattlesnake and that attack, we're already at 2 health, which does not have me feeling too good. We need a little bit of a buffer. So let's go ahead and do 3 more sand snake cards. 1, 2, 3. And really, we are just hoping the house doesn't get hit. The sand snakes attack the trailer park. If it has collapsed, attack the bunker instead. The trailer park is still here. So trailer park, 1 is dead. Increase bloodlust. Second one, the scrapyard, which is over here. No one is in the scrapyard. And then the water tower, where no one is in the water tower. So we are good there. All right, so it's back to us. This throws things off a little bit because I can't backtrack. Now that the killer's in my space, I can't go to the house and then bring them back. We're going to have to keep going up here towards the general store, up to the top right of the map. But I think that's not going to be too big of a deal. So let's go ahead and play improvise. Let's see if we can activate our turn. That's a single, partial, and a fail. I think I'm going to re-roll this. I'm going to spend 2 time to re-roll improvise. I'm going to switch out my die, actually. Whenever I have a bad die on one roll, I got to start switching it up. Let's roll that. That's what I like to see. So that is a partial and a single. And we're going to get rid of some cards here. I think I'm going to get rid of a walk. And I'm going to get rid of weak attack. So for the rest of the turn, 3s and 4s are going to count as successes. And now we're going to play improvise. Try to get a little bit of time back. That's a single success, so we're going to reduce horror by 1. And we're going to gain 1 time. And let's actually go through our focuses. See if we can't get 3 dice here. Play a focus. That's a natural double success, so we're going to reduce horror again. Then gain 2 time. And let's play 1 more focus. We just need a single success, and then we can get 3 die, which would make the rest of the turn a little more consistent. All right, that's a single success, so we're going to reduce horror by 1, and then we're going to lose a time. We get our 3rd die. Alrighty. So let's do some sprinting action here. Sprint. That's a double success. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3 onto the rocks. And I think we're just going to go with a walk here and try to save these 2 victims. So let's do another walk. Let's spend the time for the sprint. Almost forgot. Let's do a walk. Oh, we love it, don't we? We love a 111. Okay. Screw it. Yeah, let's move 1 space. Let's lose a health, which is going to trigger my it's going to trigger the adrenaline die. We're about to lose it. It doesn't matter. And we're going to save these 2 guys. 1 is going to heal us for 1, and the second is going to let us take a search action card. So we'll take a search for free. But Rhonda's ultimate's going to be online. And so when this power is revealed, gain time equal to the bloodlust level. Bloodlust starts at 0, so it's going to be 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to gain 3 free time here. And then whenever we increase bloodlust, we're going to gain a time. So I think getting that early in the game is going to be really, really nice. And then lastly, I think I'm going to do a short rest here. Or we lose this die. I'm going to do a short rest. We still have improvise active, so I think this is as good a time as any to do it. So that's going to be a double success. And we're just going to heal 2 here. If we have like sand snakes or something, I just want to kind of have a little bit of a buffer to not die. Okay, that was a pretty awesome turn, actually. So I think my next goal is going to be jetting over to the left of the map and going to the bunker and getting the elephant gun, because that's really cool and kind of funny, and I really want to do that. And also I realized that I probably should have done Torturous Embrace when I was at 1 health earlier, and I could have gotten rid of something. I already did the healing. It's too late. But that would have probably been a good time to get rid of it nice and early, but that's fine. Okay, let's go into planning. We got 8 time. We got a good amount of time here. Horror is not too bad. Like, we're in a pretty good place, all things considered. So, all I need is a walk. Actually, I have no walks going into this, don't I? All right, I want to sprint for 2 time. I want another search for another 2 time. And I think we take improvise for 1, 2, and 3, and then we get a close call. So ideally, we can sprint to the bunker and then just do a bunch of searching and just get some items. And that'd be pretty good. Because we actually have the you call I come one, so we have to discard an item card. So we kind of need a burner item to get rid of eventually, which would be nice. Also, these guys should have gone Pirate. I saved them. It doesn't matter. I keep track of how many victims die each game in like the little Final Girl app, so I try to keep them in the right pools. Anyway, we are done with planning, and I have a bunch of cards here to reset. All right, it is now Razorface's turn. He is moving 2, and so I think he's going to go 1 and 2. He's going to kind of close in on the electrical tower over there. And we're going to do a tarot card. Sinkhole, the crossroads collapses if it hasn't already. So, the crossroads, oh shoot, oh damn it. I think that blocks our path there. Okay, roll to see which other space collapses. Reroll if it has already collapsed. So we have to roll another die here. Number 4 is going to be the house. The house is also going to collapse. Place a sinkhole token in the collapsed spaces and apply the sinkhole effects. I don't remember what the sinkhole effects are. I have to go get the rules real quick. All right, so the sinkhole effects would be that anyone in that spot takes a damage and then has to panic out of that spot, but no one was in those spaces, which is fine. The second effect is that for the rest of the game, these can no longer be moved through. So my plan to go kind of across the top of the map is now kind of wash. So I don't know. We'll figure out. Let's see what the sand snakes are going to attack first. Up next, let's do the sand snakes, right? 1, 2, 3. First one. They're going to attack the crossroads, which are now a sinkhole. So we're not going to do that. After resolving and discarding the other sand snake cards that were drawn, shuffle this. Okay. And the last one is going to be the house, which is also collapsed. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle all of these sand snake cards together because we drew the reset card. I got to say, for drawing 3 sand snake cards, we've gotten really lucky at not having them like totally laser in on any of the victims out here. All right, it's back to us, right? It's back to us. I don't really know what I want to do. So part of me wants to go down to the general store and just get a whole bunch of cards and try to get some weapons and some things I can discard and stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and start with improvise because I kind of want the searches to go off well so I can get through the whole general store deck. It's a double success. So 3s and 4s are going to be positive for the rest of the round. So let's go ahead and do a sprint. Set my time before. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Okay. Let's use a close call there. Reroll all these dice and not have that happen again. All right, there we go. We're going to go 1 and 2 to the general store and then spend a time for the sprinting. And let's do some searching action here. General store, double success. So we could either take the household chemicals or we take the pickaxe. So the pickaxe is going to be a 2-handed weapon. You may add 1 success to an attack with the pickaxe. If you do, discard the pickaxe after resolving the effect. That's kind of cool. Yeah, let's take the pickaxe. And we'll put the household chemicals at the bottom. Pickaxe is a cool, very Utopia-themed weapon. And spend a time for the search. And lastly, we're going to go ahead and do one more search here. And another double success. So let's go ahead and see what the top 2 are. And I think I dropped the other one. Okay, we can take the telescoping pole. You may skip 1 space when moving from a rock space. No effects are triggered in the skip space and no victims may follow you. Very, very Tremors. If anyone has seen that, right? That's like the exact thing where like they're using the pole to jump between the rocks. Very, very thematic. I love this item. So the household chemicals, choose your space or an adjacent space, roll a die, and deal damage equal to the result. I'm going to take the household chemicals, I think. That sounds kind of cool to throw a grenade. I think that regardless, we are going to discard one of them. So I don't know when exactly we want to do that. but eventually we will. And then we're going to spend the last time for that last search. And yeah, I think we're just going to hang out in the general store for now, which is fine. So let's go ahead and get all of our 0-cost cards. And we only have one time. So we'll go ahead and get the close call and reset our time and reset our cards. All right, it is now Mr. Razorface's turn, and he's going to run up to the electrical tower and kill this poor, technician or something, whoever's hanging out at the electrical tower, and go up. He's going to reveal his dark power, which is Soulbound. When this is revealed, gain a new affliction. My favorite. All right, the Gift of Pain. Deal at least 3 damage to Razorface in one action phase. Okay, I actually kind of like that one. I like doing big damage attacks, so I'm totally fine with having to deal with that. And let's do a tarot card. Sadistic Manifestation. Place Razorface with the farthest victim. Oh no, yeah, this is such a target-rich place for him. Look at these 4 people in the bunker, and he's gonna kill 2 of these. So 1 and 2. Yeah, this was and we're gonna increase horror by 2 or bloodlust by 2. So 1 and 2. Which will trigger horror to go up, which actually, I didn't do it for the first one that died. Every time that bloodlust increases, we should be gaining time. So we're going to gain 3 time there for the 3 victims that died during that turn. So, hey, at least we're getting something for it, right? All right, so that is going to be his cards there. Fix these guys real quick. Yeah, so he's catching up on the bloodlust track. I think we're still in an okay space, though. Last thing we got to do are the sand snakes. So we're going to draw 3. And we are going to be killing in the trailer, which, this poor guy at the trailer park is going to die. We're going to go up 1, give myself a time. Okay, that's also going to trigger an event. So we got to do the event real quick. Maintenance check. Place 2 additional victims in the electrical tower. So their poor friend just died at the electrical tower. Now they are bringing it back. Okay? Next one is going to be a sand snake. A sand snake attacks the electrical tower. So one of these guys is immediately going to die. Increase bloodlust. Give us some more horror. Give me another time. And lastly, the sand snakes are going to attack the old road, which there is no one there. Why? Why do they keep going to the electrical tower? My goodness. Okay. Put this back. Put this over here. And we got to panic. So these 2 are going to panic over at the bunker. And we have a 3 and a 4. So one's going to go here, and one is going to go here, which they can't because of the sinkhole. So they're going to stay with Razorface. All right, so we have some work to do here. Part of me wants to discard an item and just get rid of that requirement, that affliction there. So I'm going to start with that. So here, you call, I come, discard a random item card. So we have 2 here. So I'll just kind of shuffle these back and forth. And we're going to discard this one, which is the household chemicals, which, if I'm being honest, is the one I was hoping to discard. So the pickaxe is a little more consistent. So the purge effect is going to be, we place Razorface in our spot. So he's going to come over to the general store. I see, God, he's already at the top of his bloodlust track. Wild, man. All right, I think I want to stay in his spot. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go ahead and discard. I'm going to discard a walk, though, and max out our time. And we're going to go into the next phase with, we're going to go into planning with 12 time, and we're going to buy Retaliate for 4. Definitely need that. We're going to buy a Guard for 2, just in case we happen to get attacked by a tarot card. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards. That critical blow is looking real nice. No, I'm just going to get Furious Strike. Or maybe we just get critical blow. Why not? Yeah. All right, this is a little reckless, but I'm feeling a little reckless. Let's go ahead and get critical blow. That'll spend the 6 of our time. And that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 cards, which is good. And let's go ahead into Razorface's turn. So he is going to attack us. And we're going to drop a Retaliate. He's doing 4 damage, my goodness. Roll that. Okay. All right, so that's going to give us a partial. I think I'm gonna discard for it, I think. We could re-roll it with close call, but I think it's gonna be worth saving that for critical blow. So yeah, I'm gonna get rid of short rest and a focus. So that'll be a single success. So we're gonna reduce damage by 2, so we're gonna take 2 damage, and we're gonna do 1 damage, and then 1 for the pickaxe. Alrighty, and let's go ahead and do our terror card here. Another sinkhole, the trailer park collapses. So the trailer park is over here, is gone. And then we're going to roll a die to see what else has to collapse. So let's go ahead and roll a die. It's going to be 4, which is going to be the house. Reroll if it has already collapsed. We're going to re-roll this. That's going to be a 6, which is the crossroads. Okay, I guess we're going to re-roll it again, which is a 4, which is the house. All right, this is pointless. We're going to keep re-rolling. The only one that can collapse is the water tower. So this one up here is going to collapse. And no one was in any of those spots, so nothing's going to happen. But we are now kind of getting really, really kind of crunched with our actual movement options here. Kind of cut off the north part of the map over here, but that's okay. Next up, we have to do our Sand Snake cards. First one, going to be reshuffle the deck. Next one's going to be damn it. It's going to be the general store, and we are going to take a damage here. So 1 point of damage. And then it's going to do the scrapyard, which I think is... Oh, man. Someone is in the scrapyard, so this guy's going to die. We are going to have to reshuffle these. Quick. And then for the guy that died, we're going to increase Bloodlust. Razorface is going to recover a health. We're going to discard the next terror card. And then we're going to gain a time for the increasing of the Bloodlust. Okay. So we do have an extra die, though, because of the adrenaline. So I always like the adrenaline die. I like living on the edge in Final Girl. Anyway, it is back to us. Back to us, back to us, back to us. Part of me wants to... Oh, I don't want to discard a item card of my choice. Because part of me wanted to get rid of this affliction, but we have to get rid of the pickaxe, and I don't want to do that. So I think this is going to be kind of crazy. I think we're going to go for the critical blow. Let's try to do enough damage, and then we can get rid of... Oh, no. God, this happened in the last game, too. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm so dumb, so dumb. The purge effect for Gift of Pain is taking a damage, which I can't do because I have 1 health. So, it's a pain in the ass. Where's... Oh, I discarded short rest for the retaliation. Oh, no. Oh, that was a big misplay on my part. We need to pivot a little bit. All right, in that case, I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Torturous Embrace. So, yeah, let's go ahead and purge this affliction. Discard an item card of our choice. If you don't have one, end the action phase, but we do have one. So we're going to get rid of the pickaxe. I think overall, I think we have to keep getting rid of these afflictions and get a clear path to actually, killing Razorface. I think we have to do this. Because we have Critical Blow, which will do 3 damage. So, we can still get rid of that. We just don't get to do it with the pickaxe, which is way more fun. But, it is what it is. And what else do I want to do now? I think we could survive another bout with him in the general store. I don't think I mind doing that. And I think I kind of want to protect the victim so we're not burning through the terror deck as quickly. So... I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 cards, and I have 7 time. So part of me wants to buy another guard just as a backup, and then maybe an improvise. And then on the next turn, I can improvise the critical blow and try and get that to be a clean hit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go into planning. I'm going to buy improvise for 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to buy a guard for 2. I'm going to buy a close call for 1. And how many cards do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll pick up the walk for a freebie. Okay, Razorface is going to attack us. And we're going to go ahead and play a guard here. All right, so we have a single and a partial, but we need this to be a double. I think I want to keep weak attack, because while I can't do the 3 damage because I'm going to kill myself if I try to get rid of that, we can do the one where we have to attack Razorface and then redirect the damage to a victim in our space or an adjacent space and do it to this guy and get rid of this one, which would be good. So I think I'm just going to get rid of walk. Yeah, I don't think we're going anywhere. I'm going to get rid of our 2 walks, which will make guard a double success. And so we're all good there. So let's go ahead and do our next terror card. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, man, I was really hoping for not double attack. All right, so I keep getting in these situations. This is going to be a double attack, and I only have 1 guard. So I think regardless, I need to just eat this. And if this is a final health token, then we're okay. If not, having 1 guard won't matter. So I think we just have to resolve this and hope for the best. Man, I hate getting in these situations. All right, come on, Rhonda. Have a little bit more on you. Okay, there you go. 2 health. So we're going to get one of those and one of these, and that will immediately end the killer phase. So we'll stop doing this. And we're going to have to still deal with the sand snakes. Get rid of our adrenaline die before I forget. So it's going to be 3 of these. So we have the house, which has a sinkhole. We have the crossroads, which has a sinkhole. And we have the rocks. If you're on a rock space, you may discard this card with no effect. And Sand Snake attacks your space. The Sand Snake does damage to 1 target, victim, and then me. Okay, so this is just like a non-discriminate card. I forgot about this one. So we're going to take a damage. God, I was hoping to do critical blow the next turn, but we're going to take a damage. God. All right, it is back to us. We got 1 health. I think I'm going to go ahead and follow through with my original attack. And we're going to go weak attack. All 3 of these bad boys. Double success. So we're going to do 1 damage, but we're going to redirect it to the victim over here, which will kill him, which will increase bloodlust. So he's going to heal 1, so he's back at full. And we have to discard the next terror card. And we're going to get a time for that. And what else we got to do? I'm going to get rid of this. Explorers of the Flesh. We'll go ahead and purge this, which will give us a increase in horror. But now we only have 1 left, which is pretty good. We just got to survive. I think if we could survive like another turn or 2, we should be okay. All right, so do I just stay in the store with him? I think so. All right, let's go into the next planning phase. We'll send 4 for retaliate, 2 for guard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And we'll get our free cards. But we have a lot of cards in our hand. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can take 2 cards. We're going to take short rest and focus. And that'll be 10 cards in our hand. We'll reset this. Put weak attack over here. And we're going to go back into the killer phase. And Razorface is going to attack us. Let's go ahead and drop a retaliate over here. Double success. Great. We're going to ignore all the damage, and then we'll do 2 damage to him, which is nice. And we're going to go ahead and do a terror card. Violent Taste. He's going to target victims and attack. So he's moving 4. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. He got bored of torturing us. He wants to leave us at 1 health. Very, very in character. And he's going to go ahead and kill the victim in the bunker. Thought he was safe for a couple turns, but unfortunately not. Increase bloodlust. Give him a health back. Discard this card. Means we're in finale time. And give us a time for the bloodlust going up. Whew. Okay. All right. Here we go. Panicking. Obviously, there's no victims left. And we're going to have to reveal this, which is Legendary Suffering. Each time you play a reaction card, take damage before resolving it. Right. We got to get back to... We need health. We got to get back to full health. Because I remember last time we got into a really bad spot, not being able to play our reactions because it would blow us up. Which is kind of what's happening with Gift of Pain on top of that. So, okay. Let's go into our next turn. Let's go ahead and play short rest. So that's a single and a partial. And we have a good amount of cards we can get rid of. think we just get rid of our focuses. I don't think we're going to use them this turn. Let's get rid of our 2 focus, and then we're going to recover 2 health, lose our adrenaline die, and I think we're going to go right into planning from there, because I'm going to actually spend 5. I'm going to get long rest. I kind of just want to be at full health and be able to actually play our reactions, because he's only doing 1 attack per turn, so like we can manage that with guards and retaliates. It's just if we're going to be bleeding ourselves dry while doing that is going to be the bigger problem. So let's go ahead and spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 2 time left. I guess we'll get the search, because there's the bombs in the general store we can try to pick up, which, you know, not complaining about that. So, all right, let's reset our cards here. And let's go into the killer phase. He's moving twice, which is kind of crazy. So he can move 8. So he could literally get anywhere on the map right now. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3. He's coming back to the general store. And he is going to attack us. We're going to drop a guard. And each time you play a reaction card, take damage before resolving it. So we'll take the damage for playing that. Let's go ahead and roll our guard, which is a single and a partial. And we need to discard for that. So I think I'm just going to get rid of... I don't know. I like all my cards. I'm going to get rid of the close calls, actually. So we'll block all the damage. And, oh my goodness, I really hope the sand snakes don't attack the general store. If they do, it's going to be so annoying. We're going to be back at 1 health again. All right, sand snakes. The water tower, doesn't matter. Electrical tower, don't matter. And the old road. So, all right, good. We're at least clear with the sand snakes. So, take our blessings where we can get them. So, let's go ahead and drop our improvise here. We just need a single success. Oh, yes, yes. Okay. Amazing, amazing improvise. Very important improvise. Let's do... No, I think we do long rest first. Yeah, I think we go long rest. Double success, long rest. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're at full health. That's 6. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we're at full health. So we have a little bit of buffer. We can play reactions. We can take an attack. We have a little bit more to work with here. We are going to lose a time, though. So we're at 5 time. And let's go ahead with critical blow. We would love a double success here, which we got. So it's going to be 3 damage to him. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to get rid of our last affliction here, Gift of Pain, which is deal at least 3 damage in 1 action phase, which is then going to cause us to take a damage for purging that, which we now have enough health pool to actually do. And cool. Let's go ahead and we're going to go into search. Get some items here. Another double success. Both of these are the same item. They're both the... Oh no, I thought there were 2 household chemicals. Oh, no, I discarded one. I was like, well, what is in this deck still? So we're going to take the household chemicals and we'll put the telescoping rod back. The household chemicals are kind of tricky because they do damage to everything in the space. We kind of got to get some room and then we can actually go back and try to throw a bomb at them. But for the time being, we'll just have to keep surviving. So spend the time for that and we're going to go back into planning. So let's go ahead and get our 0 cost cards. And we will buy Retaliate. That's going to be our 4 time. Nice. Long rest, I got to say. Very rare. I've learned my lesson over these last few games, the power of healing, especially when Razorface is like kind of torturing you, doing these like little 1 points of damage. Like 1 point of damage makes a really big difference, which is kind of nice to see. Kind of nice learning moment of how important healing is. All right, so we are now back to Razorface's turn, and we will drop a Retaliate here. Try to block some damage. All right, so it's a double partial. We're going to take a damage for the playing Retaliate at all. We really need this guard. So maybe we just have to discard some stuff. So discard that. Weak attack, short rest. And then maybe get rid of walk and focus. And we'll make this a double success. So Retaliate is going to block all the damage, and then we're going to deal 2 damage back to him. So then he has 3 health left. It's kind of nice. All right, and that's it for him. We got the Sand Snakes are here. 1, 2, 3. General Store, Sand Snake Scrapyard, and the Sheep Farm. So the Sand Snakes are going to deal 1 damage to us. We could guard that, but not worth doing that right now. All right, so it is back to us, and we have a whopping walk and a focus in our hand and a guard. Part of me wants to walk over to this boulder spot and then throw the chemicals. And if we could do 3 damage, we could reveal his final health token, which is not that crazy. That seems like a fun way to end it. So, yeah, what the hell? I'm going to play a walk. As long as we have 4 time to buy, or as long as we have 2 time to buy another guard, like, I don't really mind too much. Let's play that. I don't think, yeah, what's 1 health? Because if we're on the rocks, the Sand Snakes can't do damage to us. And we just need 1 health to play another guard. So I'm going to move a space to the rocks. We're going to take a damage. Then we're going to lose 2 time. And then discard during the action phase and choose your space or an adjacent space. Then roll a die, deal damage equal to the result to everyone in the target space. So I'm going to discard this. And we're going to roll a die to throw our household chemical bomb at the general store. And see how much damage we can do. 3 damage. 1, 2. Now let's go ahead and see if Razorface has some hidden health, or if this household chemical bomb was enough to literally blow up a demon. And that is a very strong household chemical bomb. Razorface explodes into a million pieces at the general store, and we blow up the store, but we blow him up along with it. And that is going to be a victory in the town of Utopia with a solid lob of a household chemical grenade. I think that my biggest takeaway from playing all these games against Razorface is that having health is really important against him, particularly against the Sand Snakes here, where you were taking, 1 point of damage here or there if the Sand Snakes attacked you. But especially when those purge effects are going to force it to lose health. His finale card here is forcing us to take a point of health. Like, having a bank of health is really helpful. So I think that Rhonda, especially being a 6 health final girl, which is, the higher end, kind of makes it really a little bit more manageable to have a big health pool for you to play around with. There you have it. That is the end of our 5-game series on Razorface. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've been meaning to do a more consistent Final Girl playthrough series for a while now, and so I hope you guys enjoyed this, throughout the month of October, my favorite month of the year, and hopefully you enjoyed this playthrough series. Hopefully it add a little bit of enjoyment to your spooky season. And let me know in the comments below what your favorite episode of the playthrough series was. I think my favorite was probably Falconwood. The moment with the AK-47 and the agents was a lot of fun. It really came down to the wire. Kind of going back and forth with Razorface there that we ended up winning. Really enjoyed that one, but I'd love to know what you guys thought. And is there another killer from any of the 3 series that you want to see kind of a playthrough of their scenarios? I feel like once I got into the groove of recording these, it got a little bit more easy. So hopefully we can do this a little more often. Also, as a little bit of a teaser of what is next to come with Final Girl, I did get a shipping notification for Grimlash, which is the next Series 4 game. So I'm hoping if that comes in time for Halloween, I can read it, learn it, and then do an initial playthrough and have that out in Halloween as a little bit of a treat for you guys. But again, it depends if it shows up here on time and just having enough time to learn it. If it's not too complex of a Final Girl set, I can get a good grasp on it. But just a little bit, something to look forward to. If not, it'll definitely be early November where we'll have a Grimlash playthrough. But I would like to sincerely thank anyone who has watched all 5 of these. There's been some mistakes along the way, but hopefully it has not taken away from any of the enjoyment of going through these Razorface scenarios. I will say that I do wish that the Razorface scenarios had a little bit more of a through line. It is just kind of, he just shows up and then just starts like torturing people, which I guess well enough, like that's his jam, like that's what he's going to do. He's just going to show up places and start torturing people. But some of the other scenarios that I've played have a little bit more of like a narrative through line across all the scenarios, which I always just like. That makes it a little more fun of like connecting all of them. This one by and large is kind of just pretty normal setup and just putting Razorface on all the maps, which is fine. It's fun to mix and match. But regardless, really enjoyed this playthrough series. So, and hopefully if you haven't seen any of these maps in action, maybe you learned a little bit and saw some of these different sets that maybe you haven't checked out before. So again, thank you again for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.